This program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
A very good morning, everybody, and it's another very beautiful and wonderful morning. My name is Isaac, and on camera we have Bungei. The reason I'm speaking in a very low voice is we just came here about 10 minutes ago, and we found this lone hyena who we haven't seen in a week, and so I'm so excited to share it for the first time in a week with you. Over here, the weather is perfect. It's around 17 degrees Celsius and around 61 Fahrenheit. See, the little ones are coming out. We've been here a couple of times in the past 1 week, and in vain. So I must say it's a good start to a beautiful, beautiful day. Those little dark things there, they look like little mongooses. I don't know what you'd call them, are young ones from this breakaway female. Historically, I'll tell you slightly about her. We found her here about a month ago, and she had this lovely young cubs that you see here, and she hasn't been joined by anybody else, and we've been monitoring her. She's all by herself. Yes, Yori, thank you very much for your encouragement. A wonderful start for the morning. I hope it's the same for you. These guys, she just appeared. She seems to be doing very fine. Although this area is littered with the Olololo pride of lions, Olololo pride is a local pride of lions that hang around here. They are 19 strong, and she's living a very precarious life being here, but she's doing very well. I think for those days that she hasn't been here, she's been going to find a meal and then coming back here very late to meal, to give the young ones a bit of milk, and then disappearing because of all the lions. And this morning, I'm so excited to have her right at the den site, and you can see the little ones playing around there. I will be spending a lot of my morning here, but my aim basically was to find you this hyena, and then there is our local female lioness who's also got three young cubs, and we haven't seen her for quite a bit. I'm gonna try after this go find her, but so I'm staying local. I'm staying very local. As the crow flies, from here to camp is around 1 kilometer. Michelle, you see, it's the start of which pride? Please, could you repeat that question again? I would really love to answer you, but I didn't hear it very well. But basically, I was saying it is very close to camp, so that's why I say I'm staying very local. We think it is the mountain clan, but we are not sure where she came from. Nobody is quite sure. We think that she came here to give birth, raise her little two, and then when they're about maybe 1 year old, she'll take them back to the main clan. It does happen sometimes. For the safety of the little ones, she will do that. It is a wonderful morning. Everything is perfect. The rain has stopped, for the last 2 days. Although my local friends would love it to continue. I'm not against that. If it rains, it rains. But it's also wonderful, to have it stop for a few days, because there is plenty of grass here. Yeah. We are on infrared. That's why our hyena has got little devilish eyes. You can tell, when she goes to sleep, when she closes them, you can tell. And she's not worried at all. So it is perfect for me. Look at those little guys. I can't wait for the light to come, so I can move in closer and have take a look of exactly how they're progressing. Right now, they're fully dependent on their mother's milk, which is very rich in calcium and other vitamins, and they will be drinking that up to the age of around maybe about 10 weeks, 8-10 weeks, where they'll start eating lots of solid meat. By then, they will be able either to follow their mothers, or their mothers will bring some nibbles in terms of little bones, skins, where they'll chew off that and eventually become the super predator. Hyena in the Mara is not in a shortage, and they are doing very, very, very well. It's one of the most successful predators in the Mara, and this is the famous spotted hyena. If in case I didn't tell you earlier, it is the most common hyena here, although we do get the striped hyena, much more rare. I have seen it a handful of times, so it's much more rare. Those are the two that are found in the Mara. Over to my right, I can see some eyes, which shortly will go there and share them with you. Hello, yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna see what's gonna happen, then I'm gonna leave this spot, because it's always nice to show them that you're not a threat. And yes, as I change my reposition, I'll link you all the way down to Juma, where my colleague Lauren is just walking up, and he would like to say hello.
Good morning, everybody, on this still quite dark and cloudy morning here in South Africa. Now, my name is Lauren, and on camera I have Sebastian. So, we have a plan today, and what the plan is, now, many of you may know that our Juma clan of hyenas has actually moved on to an area called Little Gowrie, where we are actually not able to traverse. However, they have not been spotted there in about 3 or 4 days. So that's and there's been lots and lots and lots of hyena tracks all over Juma. So we have a sneaky suspicion that they could have moved back to Juma. Now, not to get your hopes up, because this is also plausible that they may not have moved back, but I definitely think it is worth checking out. So we're going to check out the 2 hyena dens that we know of in the Philemon's Cut Line area and see if there's any track marks or any sign of life. If not, then we will go in search of Mr. Hosanna. And if so, then it's going to be a wonderful morning to spend time with the I've missed him terribly, and I've seen some comments from you all that you miss them as well. So it's not guaranteed where they are at the minute. We really don't know, but I do think it is completely worth checking out. If they moved back onto Juma, it would just be so wonderful to catch up with them all again. So I'm sure you minded already, but don't forget to send your questions and comments in #SafariLive and let us know what you're thinking and what you would like to know about. This light just starting to come up. It's been a very dark morning. There has been some audio of lions roaring nearby quarantine, so that is another thing we can check out. But on the top of the list for me this morning, it is the hyenas. We had a big discussion about it last night over dinner, as we always do, and there is a lot of suspense around the matter and a lot of hope that they do move back onto Juma. Now, it's a little bit chilly. I did start off jumperless, and then I put my jumper on. It isn't the warmest morning of all. And unfortunately, it's very cloudy, which makes it a little bit more difficult to see, but that's okay. So we're heading down Twin Dams Road just now, looking for tracks and seeing what we can see, and then we're going to turn back up and go to the hyena den. We just needed a little bit more light to check out the hyenas. So while we drive, and hopefully we have good luck, send all your good vibes, we are going to send you back up to Isaac, who has some buffalo.
Yeah, not very far from our hyena den is a big herd of Cape buffalo. We call them nyati in Swahili. They are very busy, some of them resting, some of them still feeding on this highly nutritious grass over here. That is a very curious female. She is looking at me and I think she is wondering, what is this human doing here at this time of morning? He's supposed to be asleep. No, I don't sleep. I wake up. Looks like it's got a very young calf. I don't know if you notice the calf to the right. It's very young. I would say this one was born in the night. Super cool, eh? Amazing. Look at that. I think it was trying to drink. Yeah, this is a female. Actually, I'm glad I noticed because this is a female I don't want to get too close to. She might think I'm a threat and she might attack me. Just like all females, very protective of their young. Looks like it wants to drink. A little bit of an itch. Yeah, those big ears in buffalo or nyati are for listening. So right now, I'm sure she can hear every word I'm talking or I'm murmuring, but she's wondering, what exactly am I saying? She doesn't speak human. Yeah, you see all those, they are resting because all is fine. When they rest like this, it means they are comfortable amongst. Thank you very much. Yes, the little guy is very cute. Yeah, some of those, resting in the middle, they feel comfortable amongst the big herd, and so that's why they are resting. Females, like common ones I see here, weigh up to around 700 kilos. The senses are very good in buffalo, and although they are that heavy, I tell you, this animal is very, very fast. That is a youngster, maybe around 1.5 years. The one behind that youngster, about maybe 3 years old. Yeah, and then the other one, wow, different ages. That one looks like around, maybe I would give it maybe 3.5, 4 years. And then there's a big bull to the back, which is fully grown. I would give him 6, 7 years. Yeah, they're all chewing their cuds, very much like their domestic cows. They will eat lots and lots of grass, feed it into their first chamber of their stomach, which is the rumen, and then they will regurgitate it after fine-tuning it and digesting it, and then they will send it down to the rumen, and then to the omasam and the obasam, and then that is when it's properly utilized. Well, usually by then they will have utilized almost 60% of everything. Yeah, I'm going to try and move forward, and I understand my friend or my colleague Steve in Juma, all the way down in South Africa, has found some wildebeest. Let's go find out.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Juma again. Welcome to the Bushwalk. Joined by myself, Steve, and Dea Visita on camera. What a beautiful morning it is. Before we started our walk, we could hear lions calling not far away, just over there. So we're heading in that direction, see if we can maybe find what's going on. They weren't very far at all. Lions, it's very close. I think these wildebeests are thinking the opposite. They want to walk away. They're moving away from where the lions are calling, and we want to walk towards them. I don't know who's crazy, us or them. Anyway, I'm sure you've been told by the other two, Isaac and Lauren, how to get in touch with us. Hashtag SafariLive. Throw your questions in on the YouTube chat stream, or send the questions or comments through on your Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. What a beautiful morning. Well, please let us know what you'd like to talk about this morning. We're going to head directly that direction and see if we can follow up on the noises the lions are making. Come on, let's go. We'll just give these wildebeest a little bit of space. We don't want to chase them in the opposite direction into the waiting lions. They're probably about 1 kilometer away at the most, so it sounded really close. I don't know who. I can't really tell you who it might have been from the call. The Umkuhumas went straight through yesterday morning and out on our northeastern side over there. And maybe they've come straight back across again. Excuse me, my chest is still a little bit coffee. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Hello, wildebeest family. Okay, well, while we make our way across the open area of quarantine, trying to keep safe as we go, let's go over to Lauren, who's found herself some aquatic birds.
And we have came across a lovely little family of Egyptian geese. Now, if we take a little closer look, I can count 6 little baby goslings. Look at that, aren't they just adorable? So we can see 4 here, but there is actually another 2. And they all just travelled across twin dams and went to the other side. And unfortunately, the sad reality is not all of these little goslings, shall we call them, will survive. They don't have the highest survival rate, which is sad. However, they are absolutely adorable, and they've just followed mother right across the dam and reached the other side. Now, it can't be easy for the mother to look after all these. They do look a bit cheeky and naughty. So it's hard work for her too, and unfortunately they make great prey for other animals. But they are just so incredibly cute, look at that. And when they grow up, of course, they're going to turn into a very noisy Egyptian geese. Oh, everyone's enjoying this. Good, me too. It's a nice sighting first thing in the morning to see cute little babies like this. So they most likely will stay around this area, and obviously the mother will try to protect them as much as possible. And you can see this one right in front trying to chew that piece of grass. Oh! Keeps losing his balance. It's very adorable. Yes, I don't envy this mother trying to look after 6 of them. Isn't that so cute? There was another adult nearby, but I can't see that one anymore. So oh, there we go. There's 2. Well spotted, Seb. My eyesight's not the most amazing thing at this time in the morning. But I believe we have an update about lions. Bear with me. Trist standing by. There is a potential lion sighting. No update. So we are going to continue on, leave our little family to go about their day and see if we can head back towards the quarantine area, because that's where I believe the lions are. Okay. Okay, that was me just getting the update. It's actually from Tristan. He is out this morning, and there is audio from a female lioness coming near Zoe's and Rebecca's. So we're not quite in the right area this morning, but we shall if we continue back the way we came. Got this. Okay. So we follow up on Wednesday. There's a lot going on in the Game Drive radio this morning. So while I follow up on all these things, here we go back to Isaac for now.
Oh, ¿cómo se cole? ¿Cole? Okay, guys, this is such an amazing morning. Just came across the Olololos, and they're all curled up in the middle of the road. Do you see them? They're all here. You see them? They're over here. All of them. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah, they're all on the side of the road. I don't know what they decided. They came here and decided, okay, it's time to have a break here. I don't know how many there are, but this is the Olololo Pride. It's going to be interesting to see what they'll do when the vehicle starts passing by here, because they are right on the main road. There's no other way that the guides can go through here. So I'm going to enjoy them because I have found them first, and I will try and position in a way that I won't stop everybody else. And I think, my day is almost set. I have my hyena, I have my lions, I have my buffalo, and what else can I ask for? Yippee! Wonderful morning, I must say. And these guys, you can tell they're all lying on their paws because they've been cold, and so they're trying to warm them up. I don't know if when the light comes. Elizabeth, thank you. I am so lucky. I cannot say anything more. I'm very, very lucky. Yes, and it is, I think that that saying, the early bird catches the worm, does apply today to me. It always might not be the worm. It can be something else. And yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Now it's only for the sunrise to come, and yeah, we can have some very, very fun times. Just don't go anywhere. I'm just moving slightly. Just sit back. I hope you have a cup of coffee or something with you. Just repositioning in a way that I won't get very disturbed or disturb anybody. They're not worried about me at all. And I don't want to bother them. Huh? What do you think? Huh? Yeah? How are you? Okay, I'm trying to reposition because they're all here. 1, 2, all of them, I think. Sasa utanielezea, you'll tell me how to reposition Bungei so that we can have a perfect pick. Last night we looked for them everywhere. We couldn't find them. We had some news that they had moved out of this area, but actually, they're around. I think somebody else saw a different pride. Yeah? Is that okay? There we go. We're quite a distance away, and they're all curled up there. Michael, there is about 6 prides of lions in this area. The most, but the ones we follow the most are the Olololo, because they are not very far from us, and it is one of the biggest prides around here. It is dominated by 2 Kichwa Tembo males. We have names for them. One of them is called Fang, and then the other one is Halftail. And then down towards the Tanzanian border, a place we call the Sausage Area, or Kambia Mungu, we have the Sausage Tree Pride, who are 5 females, 2 cubs that are 5 months and 1 4 months, and then we have fresh ones that are 3 weeks old, and then there's 2 females that are just about to give birth. So the pride is going to get very big, and it's dominated by 2 pride males called the Eldonyo Pike males. They move in to Tanzania, the Mara Bridge, and to that area. So those are the 2 that we really follow. The rest, We do come across them. We don't know very much about them. The advantage about following these two prides is that they are in an area that if we find them, we are allowed to drive off-road. So it gives us a better, research, a better identification when you're close to them, and that's why we follow them. So, but yes, there are quite a good number of prides. These guys, I think, they were hiding in the bushes and they came down here. Truly, yes, this is the pride with the injured lioness from hunting buffalo about 3 days ago. I cannot tell when they're lying down like this, but once there is light and they're up, I might be able to identify her. It didn't look like a life-threatening injury on that day, but who am I to say anything? Maybe it was a dislocated vertebra, which can lead to more injury when they move. So I don't know what happened. That is one of the young males. There is about 9 young males in this pride, which means in the future it's going to be a very, very strong coalition of young males. Yes, that female must be here. I don't know how many there are. We'll be able to tell them once there is light. Remember, we are on infrared, special kind of light that allows us to see these wonderful creatures in the night without disturbing them, which would alter their behavior if we were using other different kind of lights. So it is perfect for them and perfect for us. The only thing they can see, it's me, because I'm illuminated. Every now and then when I move, they'll look around, but you can tell these guys are very relaxed. They are more worried of keeping warm than anything else. Remember, this is SafariLive. You can tweet us on #SafariLive, or you can join us on YouTube live stream. Paula, what did you ask? I think I was too busy doing something else. I didn't hear the question. Paula, could you repeat the question, please? No. Did you hear what he said? Huh? Huh? Please. Yes, it is. Sorry, is the road hotter? Yes, it is. Actually, the water runs off it. The people have been driving on it, so it dries faster, and it is not as cold. There is lots of dew in the grass, and so it's colder in the grass. So it's the road is warmer and better for them. And where they are is actually, there is a little bit like a crest behind them. So the wind blowing from behind them, goes on top of them, and they're curled up together. So they're quite warm where they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are about 14 here, all piled up together. So possibly the injured female will be here. I don't think she's anywhere else. We'll be telling you, or we'll be pinpointing which one she is once they're up, because she was mature, and there's only very few females that are mature. I might be able to identify her for you when they start getting up. But at the moment, they're trying to keep warm as much as possible. Lions are one of the only few cats that are, they live in prides and very, very social. They do need each other, and females do synchronize their mating. So when they give birth, they can cross-circle each other's young. So possibly the female with cubs, there is another female who's going to give birth quite soon. And even if with the age difference of about 3 or 4 months, that female will still cross circles another one's youngsters. So that is why they need each other. While hunting, they need each other's to bring down a big animal. During eating, if something is very small, they are very, very aggressive towards each other. But immediately after a meal, they'll, socialize, lick each other, and apologize to each other because they need each other. And they are much more successful when they are bigger pride like this. Like you saw that big buffalo we saw the other day. If they want this many, it would have been very impossible for them to bring it down. Although we know the sausage tree pride, which are only 5 females, but those are masters of killing fully grown buffaloes. Unlike these guys, they're not all adults, and they're still training and practicing and perfecting skills to bring down fully grown buffaloes. There is a vehicle coming behind me, and I don't know who is driving, so I don't know what is the reaction. So we're just gonna wait and see what's gonna happen. Okay, I'm gonna link you all the way to Djuma, where Lauren has got some lions in Djuma, South Africa.
So from lions in the Mara to lions here in Djuma, we have managed to locate the Nkuhuma Pride, or 8 members at least. That's as much as I can count. So not quite the hyena plan we were expecting, but we have came across the Nkuhumas. So they do appear to just be resting, probably after quite an eventful night. We did actually hear lions roaring last night, coming from the Vuatela waterhole, and there was obviously lions roaring this morning, so it's possible they have spent the night in this area, and it's very possible they're well fed and just resting this now. So they're right in the middle of the road. Now often you can get more heat from the roads. It was a bit of a chilly night, the temperatures get cooler at night, so it could be possible that they're just lying on the road getting some warmth for the morning. And it looks like they're about to all get up. I think that's 6 of them up. Are you last 2 lazy bones going to join them? Yeah, there we go, 1. That last one. Are you going to join them? I'm going to get ready to just get a little bit closer to them. They're a little bit off in the distance. Oh, there we go. The last one just got up, so they are obviously on the move. Trish said this is Lion Tuesday. Indeed it is. Is it Tuesday? I have no idea. So we just have that last one who's clearly not in the mood for a morning stroll and is engaging in a little bit of self-grooming here. There we go. Oh, that's a bit of a slow walk, a bit of a stiff walk. Looking a bit slim there as well. Now, the pride does tend to stay together. Obviously, female lionesses will venture off on their own, but they will always rejoin up with the pride. So we're just going to go and follow them. They've wandered off ahead. They're just in front of us right here. And I wonder where they're off to. Morning! Okay. There we go. Oh, it looks like we're down again. We'll just pull over here. And there we go. We have 2 of them. The others have gone much further ahead. Now, many people think that lions do sleep a lot and lazy cats sleeping up to about 20 hours a day. Now, that is entirely possible, but I definitely wouldn't term them lazy. lions do expend a lot of energy, mainly during the night hunting. And this is not easy. They will completely use up most of their energetic resources. So by sleeping a lot, they are just recovering, grooming, maintaining themselves in preparation for the more hunting, feeding that night. So they do get the terms being lazy cat, but this is not always the case. Now we do have the last, oh, she's up. There we go. Keep following them. Oh, nope, she's heard something, so we'll just stay here for now. It's always wonderful in the morning when you have traffic like this. Not quite the traffic I'm used to at home, but lion traffic I can definitely handle. And there we go. She doesn't want to be left behind, so she's walking ahead to follow the rest of the members of the pride. It's a nice slow walk. They're obviously not going anywhere in a hurry. So let's see if we can get a little bit closer again. They're probably just finding a nice spot to rest in. But this particular lioness is moving very slowly. We don't want to get too close to them. We'll give them a little bit of distance. See how slowly she's moving. And you can clearly see that black fluff on the end of the tail and the back of the ears. And it really does make them easy to follow from behind. Of course, when you look at them front on, you cannot see these markings. Where are you going, ladies? Okay, we're going to edge forward again. I just don't want to get too close to them at the time. Yep, so they're all just up ahead. We can see they're all mobile. So they're obviously heading somewhere. Let's see. Oh, let's see if we can get a better look for you. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Just look very slim this morning. We have a question from Hida, I think, asking how does lion hunting strategy differ from marine predators? Now that is a really tricky question. We're just going to move forward a bit and I'll answer your question as we go. Don't want to lose sight of them. Lions are also apex predators, so you're like at the top of the food chain, if you like. So they are known as the #1 predator here, and obviously the equivalent of that in the ocean, the apex predator of the ocean, would be sharks. Now the main difference here, I'll just get a little bit closer. Not easy following mobile lions. Oh. Yeah, we'll stop here for a bit and just to see where they go. So obviously the equivalent to that is sharks. Now the main difference is that, oh, there's a little gravel there, is that sharks are completely solitary. They're completely individual animals. They don't interact with one another. They definitely don't hunt together or cooperatively or anything like that. They roam the oceans alone. And off we go again to follow them. And obviously with lions, they hunt together in prides generally, or even the males might hunt with the other males in the coalition. So that's not always the case. They can't... Oh. Is this okay for you, Seb? Okay, we're going to go just a little bit forward. Something is happening here. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what just happened here. Engaging in a little bit of play. I finally located them all. I'm just going to keep my eye on them to see what's happening as I'm answering your question. So yeah, lions obviously can hunt cooperatively in their prides, and they obviously share as well. So all these females will share kills, and they will mutually suckle one another's cub. Oh, what is going on here? Some lions are running around crazy. The others are just kind of watching, saying, what is going on? I have no idea. So yes, and sharks hunt independently. So there's a big, big difference between lions and the apex predators of the ocean. Now they're termed apex predators because they are, well, the number one predator at the top of the food chain, if you like. And of course they have a purpose, they have a role, and that is indeed to sort of get rid of the weak and the sick and the old in different populations of prey. And that's exactly what lions do, and that's exactly what sharks do. So there is a lot of similarities, but the main difference between these two is, of course, the hunting technique. And of course, it's interesting to think the different senses that they rely on. So lions are like us, they have their 5 senses. Now theirs will be a lot stronger, and they will rely on them a lot heavier than we do. For example, their sense of smell, their hearing will be way more astute than ours is. But when you think of sharks, they're actually sort of said to have 7 senses, if you like. They can feel and hear electrical impulses nearby. They can sort of have an internal GPS where they follow the Earth's tectonic plates. So they rely on completely different senses from one another because they dominate completely different realms, but they're both apex predators. We're going to try and get a better look of the Nkuhumas for you, but while we do that, let's go up to Isaac, who is with a completely different pride of lions.
Well, I'm still here. I'm so glad that Lauren has found some lions. My pride is still in the same position, and it doesn't seem like they are leaving this area in a bit. It looks like it's too cold for them, and just like cats, you know, they have cold feet. They don't like cold. It is very chilly. I think I was too excited in the beginning. I wasn't cold, but now I'm feeling warmer. They're all moved together. This is not actually now a pride, it's a pile of lions. There's a good 14, 15 of them here. I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen. Now we are back to normal camera. The light is good. You can tell the meal they ate a few days ago is almost finished now. That's very healthy female. Look at her. She's coming towards us. She's gonna pass right here. And I think this one is going to encourage everybody else to move, and all of them will follow suit. Yeah. Looks like one of the females, fully grown females. I don't know if another one is going to follow suit, but they all look like they're staying back there. But usually this is the case. One, wakes up and moves, then everybody else knows it's time to move on. I can tell, there's one that's waking up, stretching, yawning, which is a sign of getting restless. You can tell more heads are up. Most of these guys speak using body language, and you can tell all of a sudden everybody's up. So one is past us. Let's see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's see. That's 2, 3. Whoa, this is amazing. Look at that, guys. So beautiful. I'm glad you're watching this. Very glad you're watching this. Amazing. You don't get to see this every day. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3. It's 13 of them. Yeah, and they're passing right, close to me. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Beautiful. Oh, this is the female. This is the female, the injured female. This is the injured female. This is the one that got hit badly by that buffalo. You can tell she's still walking in great pain. I don't know where she got hurt, but definitely it's her. Oh, it looks like there's a wound on the back thigh. You see that, Bungei? See that? That could have been a horn that went through there. You see? That's a leg. There, that is a horn. That wound there could have been the tip of a buffalo horn that went through there. And that's why it's, she's feeling the pain, the muscles. Yeah. Wow, that is the spot. I think that is the female we saw the other day. She couldn't walk, even she was walking really slowly. And I think that is the injury. Maybe the horn, she got hooked and it damaged some few muscles on the back leg. And that's why she's still in pain. It looks like she's putting a little bit of weight. Yeah, I'm glad, you're feeling that way, but this is nature at its best. And you cannot interfere. They have amazing antibodies. This is one of the young males just passing right here. Hello. Yeah, I could almost touch him if I stretch my hand. Yeah, this is the last male coming here. Wow, look at this. You see, they will need something to feed on quite soon. The buffalo wasn't big enough. Wow, wasn't that amazing, guys? Wasn't that amazing? Unbelievable. I'm going to turn around. Let's follow them a little bit more. But, this is what happens when you wake up early in the morning. You get this early worm. And my worm was the big pride of lion in the middle of the road. And now they're all there. Yeah, they're all there. They're all here. We're gonna follow them. Yeah, they're right in front of the vehicle. Look at that. This is what you get. Teresa, you asking how did they hurt that lioness? I think it got gored. They killed a buffalo about 3 days ago, and I think during the hunt, the buffalo managed to hook the lioness with its horns and damage some, muscles and some nerves. She's right here walking in front of you. You see her? She's the one to my right here. This is the one that got injured. I think that's how, she... I don't know if that's what you were asking, but she looks like one of the fully grown lionesses. And I would say she was the one that's most experienced, and she's the one that actually was initiating the hunt. And I think she got injured doing it. I don't understand the question, please. It's rather hard. Teresa, that question, maybe you read it slowly. I will understand it. Yes, sorry, now I get the question. Can the veterinarian help this lioness? Cases like this are rather hard to interfere with. If it was an open wound that's really serious, or a disease that they can detect, they would interfere. But this one would mean maybe tranquilizing it, sedating it, and then taking it to a theater where they'll need some x-ray to know what they'll do. And so for this one, I would say they'll leave it for nature to take its course. You can tell it's not in that big of a problem. It's putting a bit of weight, but every now and then I think when it puts too much weight, it feels pain, and so it changes its way of walking. But according to me, it looks like it will heal. I tell you, I've seen worse injuries than this, where you'd think the lion will die anytime, but they have survived. So this one, don't worry about it. It will be okay. We're going to move forward a little bit more just to enjoy this beautiful sighting. And then I'm going to... While I try and get close to this, I'll link you all the way down to Lauren, who's got some lions also.
Oh, well, the Nkohumas are definitely keeping us on our toes. They keep lying down for possibly a minute or two and then getting up and walking together. So they're definitely, oh, there we go, the one's getting up there. They're definitely keeping us on our toes. But we did manage to spot the Mangani male, who did have quite bad mange before. Now, he's definitely scarred and there's lots of patches of fur that hair is missing, but he's recovered so well. So we'll try and get a glimpse of him for you when we are able to get a little bit closer. You can see they're off again on their journey. So there's just another vehicle there as well. So lots of excitement around the Nkohumas, but we're just going to try and get you a little bit closer. They just keep walking on the path. I wonder where they're going. But they definitely do look like they could use some food. So I'm not sure, maybe they did make a kill last night. They definitely don't look swollen or have any food bellies. They're still on the move. So we're just stuck behind another vehicle at the minute, I'm afraid. Let's try and get another view for you. So if I'm correct, that's me counting 7 Nkohumas and 1 Mangani male. But I want to try and get a little bit closer to do that count properly. There we go, lady lionesses everywhere. Joshua's asked a question. I just need you to repeat that for me. Now, there's some lionesses engaging in play here. I want to try and capture that for you. One of them picked up a branch earlier and just ran with it. I think they're just playing. Killer whales of the bush. Who are the killer whales of the bush? Ah, you're saying that lions are the killer whales of the bush. Actually, that is quite a good analogy, if you like. I'm just going to pull up here. We've got lions on the right, on the left, and in front of us. Yes, because killer whales do indeed hunt cooperatively, and they're highly intelligent animals, as we know. I prefer to call them orcas. I think the industry of marine conservation is trying to move away from the killer whale part a little bit, as it does denote quite a negative view of them. So we'll call them orcas. And yes, of course, they do hunt in groups as well, in pods. And I'm sure you've all seen the many clips of them able to hunt seals off blocks of ice and all sorts of things. So that, yeah, perfect. Okay, the lions are the orcas of the bush. Nice one, Joshua. I wonder where they're going. They're definitely heading somewhere, but they're just moving so slowly. And there's a select few of them. I think it's 3 that keep engaging in play. Yeah, they definitely don't look like they had a huge feed last night. There has been buffalo around the past few days, and if they had managed to take down a buffalo, they would probably still be with it right now, and they would look a lot fuller than what they do. It's a nice cool morning. The past few days the mornings have been really cool, and it tends to get hot a bit later. So I imagine when it does get hot, that's when they will stay stationary. Okay, they're all looking in the same direction. They've clearly heard something or seen something. Oh, they're all coming to investigate. I can't see what it is they're looking at. Look at that. Look at the intensity of that stare. All of them have just turned around and came forward. Now they're off to investigate. All of them, bar one, have gone to investigate. Let's try and see what it is. I'm just going to turn around this way. Seb, can you see what it is? No, none of us can see what it is. They've all just heard something and just came. So you've got one lioness here. They're clearly onto something. I have absolutely no idea what it is. Now, we're not in the best position. I don't want to move quite just yet because they're clearly following something. I've got one here. There we go. This is a lioness that originally first turned around when she heard the noise. So where are you going? Okay, she's disappearing. Let's try and see if we can get a better look at where they're going. We're just going to go a little bit into the bush. Now, one lioness is running off into the distance there. Let's see if we can find out where she's going. I've lost all the others. I think the others are over to our left side. She paced up. Oh, she's right up ahead. I'm just intrigued to know what it is and where she's going. Yeah, she's pacing after something. I've still got eyes on her. I'm just gonna go into a tree. Make sure I don't knock my cameraman off. All good? Okay. There she is. Oh, buffalo, buffalo. She's running after a buffalo. Oh my goodness. Okay. A lone lioness just went after a buffalo. Okay, we're going this way. Oh, no-tsi-do-tsi. Okay, I just bumped into a tree there. That is brilliant. Now we're not there. We're not so close to this lioness. Let's see if we can get much closer. She ran. Where did she go? Yeah, I think I've lost sight of the two of them. I cannot believe that. I'll just see if Seb can see them. Are you able to see? No. Wow, that was just one lioness. Oh, there she is. There she is. Okay. Okay, have you lost the buffalo girl? I'm just going to turn off this now to see what she's doing and where she's going. That was incredible. Did the buffalo get away? Possibly. Okay. I cannot believe that. I did not think that was going to be a huge buffalo as I bumped the car into a tree. Awesome action. Yes, I agree with you all. But that was just one out of the whole pride that just turned round and went for the buffalo. Okay, the lion stopped over there, so we're just going to go a little bit ahead. Don't tell James I bumped into the tree, please. that buffalo definitely would have ran off. Our lioness is still looking though. I can't believe that. I really wasn't expecting that at all. So this potentially could mean that they didn't feed last night and they are indeed hungry. And why the others didn't join in, I'm really not sure. So she's just up ahead, so we're just going to follow her a little bit. But that buffalo will be off. What a brave girl. So they obviously heard or could smell that buffalo from quite far back. Incredible. And that's what we talk about them being the apex predators. Let's just see if we can get a better view of her. She seems to just not know where to go now. Where are you going, girl? You keep moving. It's not easy for me. Oh, she's off. I think she's lost the buffalo. I just don't know where the rest of the pride are. There's contact calls. Yeah, we've got them. Okay. So we're going to try and locate the rest of the pride for you and not do too many tree bashing. So let's go over to Isaac this now while we do that.
I have left the lions not very far from me. I just wanted to see who else is around. And I left that spot. I'm gonna drive down toward these balanite trees. This is where our one female with the 3 2-month-old cubs was last seen. I haven't seen her for more than a week. And I'm hoping, you know, she's gonna come out just like everybody else has come out for me. Otherwise, I cannot complain. It's already been a beautiful morning. Those guys, we just left the Olololo Pride. They were about, I think, 13. So we are missing about 5 of them. But they killed a buffalo 3 days ago. They look quite hungry. You can tell how they were moving very close to each other. It means majority of them are inexperienced and they don't want to lose sight of the others. And they are very much dependent on one another. And that's why when one moves, everybody moves. Everybody's afraid to lose one another because if they are left aside, they might end up, you know, surviving on their own, which is very hard in these conditions at the moment because there is nothing much apart from buffalo and the old warthog to feed on. So I can't blame them. I'll do the same. The injured female, you can tell, you know, she's catching up. She's one of the older ones. So actually, I think they're waiting for her and they are taking care of her. This is where our lioness was last seen. So I'm gonna stop somewhere here and we're gonna take some time and look around, see if we might get lucky. Also, Bungei might be able to show you the conditions that we face when we look for these animals. Some areas we cannot get to, like this area. It's all like a canyon. Very deep gullies here, and it makes it very difficult for us to find you these animals. You know, she put her cub somewhere here, and I can't seem to see her at the moment. So this is how it looks. All this is erosion caused by water over the years, and she is hiding somewhere in there. Somewhere in there is where she is, and I don't blame her. I would want to hide my little ones as much as possible in the safest place possible. David, you ask if Kinky Tail has had some cubs yet? I would say yes, although I haven't witnessed. The reason is 2 days ago we came across the rest of her pride and she wasn't present. In the last time we saw her, she was very, 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 ready to give birth. And that's why I say probably she has given birth. We went there 2 days ago. We found all the females, Mitty, Limpy, and the other 2 females, but she wasn't present. So I would say she had gone to find a place and she has given birth. I will be heading there this afternoon, everything permitting, weather looks perfect, and hopefully maybe we will give you an update on what she's doing. But at the moment, we are here with at the Olololo area where the Ololo, we just seen the Olololo pride, and this is where the female with the 3 cubs was last seen by our warden about 2 days ago. I don't see any tracks down here. A lot of disturbance from elephants, the ground. Just taking a look around, I don't see anything. We would see a brown, golden, tawny color. But looking around here, I don't see anything. So maybe she's hiding down there somewhere. Usually, they will move the cubs every couple of days or weeks. We know where she gave birth, quite a long way down that way. Then she came up towards that big tree over there. She came up over there, that big round bush, and then now she moved them here about 3 days ago. So we know she's here, but I don't see her anywhere. The reason they move them every couple of days or weeks or so is that the scent becomes too strong, and so they move them around so that the scent doesn't grow to be too strong, so other predators don't detect them. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave this area because I haven't seen her, and I'm gonna go to my hyena den and see what is happening to my hyena and the 2 puppies. We saw them very early this morning. They were quite active. The mom was a bit skittish, and I think it's because of the lights, but now it is light. Let me see if she will allow us to get close. I wonder where this female is, because this is the area where she's supposed to be. Well, I don't blame her. Maybe she's nursing them. It is still too chilly. She's giving them some warmth. Yeah. I understand Lauren still has some lions, so while I drive towards my hyena, I'll link you down to Tristan. Enjoy the lions.
So we're still going through the bush after 2 of the Nkohomas. Now, they're clearly on the buffalo trail. They can definitely smell the buffalo, but I don't quite know where the buffaloes have actually went off to. So you can see she's got her nose close to the ground and she's just sniffing. And honestly, I think she looks a bit hungry. So because the vegetation is so thick these days, it's really, really difficult to spot where anything went. So we're trying to... They're going this way now. Yep, they've changed the direction, so we're going to change our direction. And now those buffalo were even difficult to see amongst the vegetation. It's really not that easy now. But they're definitely following up on the scent, so let's see if we can catch up with them. And all the birds are not happy. All the lions are around. But I don't know where the rest of the lions went. It's amazing. How did the buffalo disappear so quickly? They clearly ran for their lives. Now, our Lara Moore is asking, does each specific lion have a specific role in the hunt? I think the question was something like that. And I don't believe so. I believe that they do hunt cooperatively. So some lioness are able... Did you hear that? They're making contact calls to find out where the rest of the pride are. Yeah, so lionesses can separate from the pride, which is kind of what happened here. And they possibly could take down a kill on their own. Now, obviously with buffalo, that is a big animal, a really big animal. So I'd imagine a lioness would need help in order for a successful takedown. But regarding the question, Lara Moore, I don't believe they each have a specific role within the prides. Any of them can initiate the hunt, and all of them can assist to take down together. I think we've got the other members of the pride possibly over here, and our lions are still sniffing. I just don't want to lose them. Gone are the days where it used to be easy to go through the bush. Now, I can smell something. I'm not sure if it's the buffalo I can smell, but it's definitely not the most pleasant odour. Yeah, they're still walking ahead. Now, those buffalo will be long gone by now. We've just got other vehicles around as well, so bear with us. There's only 2 of them here, just sniffing the area. But the buffalo must be long gone. We're going to try and go up this way, up with this lioness at the head. They're not making it easy for us this morning, are they? And they're causing me to get spider webs on my face. Just checking my cameraman. Okay, we can see them. Here we go. Hey, you. Yeah, they're looking really furious for the others. They're sniffing, their ears are up, their eyes are looking everywhere. Contact calling. So they've obviously managed to get themselves separated from the rest of the pride, but they can't be too far. That all happened in such a short space of time. I wonder where the others went and why they didn't follow the buffalo. Oh, she looks sad. Where are you guys? Where did you go? There's just 2 of them here, which means they've lost the other 6 somewhere. Okay, they're moving again. We're gonna follow them. Really want to make sure they meet up with the rest of them. I'll just give this one a little bit of space. They're actually heading back out onto the road again. I'm just listening to them. Okay, I think we're going to try and make our way back out onto the road. And then that'll be a little bit easier for us to follow them for sure. What a morning. Okay, yeah, they've made their way back out onto the road. And hopefully they're going to meet up with the rest of the pride over here. Alrighty. Okay, so there is some other vehicles around here and we are going to try and get a better view of them. So let's go across to Isaac, who has a special bird for you.
And here we have Mr. and Mrs. Secretary Bird, all happy and ready for the day. They are on their nest, which is in between them, and I think they are getting ready for new chicks. They're not sitting on eggs, but these ones are also local. They are my regulars. They were not awake when I came down, but now I saw them, they're up, and I decided to come and say hello. The sun is just rising and it's getting warm, so they're gonna really dry themselves. They're quite smart because there's plenty of dew on the ground and they're avoiding that. They're hoping and waiting for the sun to dry a bit of the dew, and then they're going to come down and start their morning. Also, small, reptiles or amphibians. Rosemary, you say you love these birds. They are called secretary birds, and I love them too. The one reason I love about them is they take care of small creatures that can be a pest if these guys are not around. You can tell this is what is called preening. They are, removing ectoparasites from their, feathers, from their scales in their legs, all that. In Maasai, it's called a Motoni Emba Nabo, the bird with one arrow on its backside. And you can tell it looks like somebody stuck, an arrow on their backside. In Latin, it's called Sagittarius serpentarius, and that name derives from an Arabic word, Sagitta, which means hunter bird. They are very good in killing snakes, and those skinny, long legs are very strong bones, very much like other birds. Their bones are very thin but very, very strong. They are able to stamp a lizard or a snake to death. Then they will chop off its head. If it's poisonous snakes, I don't know how they learn that, then swallow it. Usually when they are not breeding, they'll hunt in the same area together. If they are breeding, you will see one in the nest and then the other one feeding while the other one looks for an egg. And then eventually when one gets a feel, it will go back and then the other one will go to feed. You asked me, these birds are huge. How big are they? They are quite big. They would weigh even up to around up to around 5 kilos. So it's such a huge bird with a wingspan of around 6 to 7 feet. The head crest looks like a Victorian time pen holder, and that's why one of the myths where the name derives from. Quite beautiful set of them. And they have a nice patch of, I would call it a real estate, where they can look over the plains and probably detect whatever they're going to go or to go for. Really beautiful scene. Yeah. Well, it's about time that I change locations and move forward. I can tell there is plenty of buffalo ahead of me, and in between the buffalo is a few cattle egrets. Let's go and see exactly what they're doing. I hope you're having fun. I am having fun. This herd is one of the big breeding herds that hangs around here also. It's also another local herd that we know. It is always here. It never goes, if it goes, it will go for a few days, then come back. We're quite fortunate that we live in a very pristine area with some amazing animals from rhino, buffalo, these beautiful birds. Even I have a black-chested snake eagle that hangs around here. I haven't seen him this morning, but I'm sure in the course of the day I might be able to spot him. Looks like they have divided themselves, the lazy ones on the right and the active ones on the right, on the left, because the ones on the right, they're all lying down, looks like the lazy ones. And then the ones on the left over here, they're all standing. I think they are the active ones. This is another beautiful scene of the buffaloes, which Bungei is gonna, share with you. And you can see what they're doing. We have cattle egrets, we have oxpeckers, everybody is here. Such a beautiful sight. It's a mixture of young ones, half-growns, calves, big bulls, everybody is here. And they are looking at me saying, oh, is that him again? Look at this. Quite a good number of females. The one with the horns spread quite out and then inwards with a very small boss. The boss is the middle of the horns. For the males, it grows thicker, and I think that is to cushion the skull when fighting. The females don't have to fight, so I don't think they can grow, they don't need to grow that big boss in between. Christine, you asked me if buffaloes have a certain breeding season. No, our buffaloes here breed year around. So you'll find calves at different times of the year. I don't know of anywhere else they have a breeding season. I would say places that are much more drier, those areas, they might have a breeding season because food is determined by the rainy season. Over here, we don't have to worry about that. There is always food for them. These areas can get overgrazed during the migration, but after, even that, after they leave, these buffaloes can move towards the river where there is plenty of grass. Very close to the river, there is some marshes. That's where they go live. This is the white bird. Over there is the cattle egret, and this is symbiosis, where they are here because these many buffalo are disturbing lots of insects in the ground, and so these guys are taking advantage of that. You can tell, how busy this guy is. He's having lots of breakfast. Minamu, you asking why do buffalo look so grumpy? I think it is their nature to look mean. And over here, there's nothing to smile about because, if you become too smiley here, you become the soft one and everybody might come for you. So I think it's their built, it's their nature to be that way. So interesting. Yeah, I'm glad, they don't understand, what we're talking about. But you can tell that guy, it's like he's understood what we were just talking about. He's like, what did you just say? Minamu? What did you just say? Are you serious? Yes, this is how, this is their nature. This is how they look. Look at that. Such a beautiful specimen. Yeah. That whitish below the eye, they've lost a bit of hair. Is a skin disease. It's called by a certain parasite. And it does affect quite a good number of them. But at the rainy season, when they wallow, they smother the bacteria, and so it does die off eventually. Those huge ears, I tell you, they are very good And those eyes, they look like they don't see us, but I tell you right now, I'm sure they can see me really, really well. And he's actually pinpointing where the voice is coming from, because I'm leaning down towards my viewfinder or the screen. He cannot see me, but he's actually pinpointing to where I am. This is the beauty of the Mara. Look at that. You know, all the way back there, the Syria escarpment. We are at an area where yes, while I continue giving you this live broadcast, I'll link you all the way down to Juma in South Africa. Yeah, yes, well, you're back with me. Yes, this, where we are right now, if you have looked at the movie Out of Africa, towards the end, where Robert Redford's grave and the lion walks on top of the grave, this is the area. It's actually around this area here. This is where it was shot, the movie Out of Africa. So it's a very famous area we are in. If you look at that movie and ask me again, this is the area where it was shot. So it's a very beautiful and a very famous area. And my buffaloes are very relaxed, some of the road, everywhere. See, this one has got, it's been affected more by the disease, so it has smothered itself with plenty of mud to try and kill the parasites. These herds of buffalo are a common sight where there is this plenty of grass throughout East and Central Africa. They were once spread from Congo all the way to South Africa, but their big numbers are only found now in the Serengeti, the Zulus in Tanzania, Shada Katavi in Tanzania, the Masai Mara. This is where you find the big herds. Savo East in Kenya is where you find the big herds. Over in the Mara here, we find herds of up to 150 to 800. So we are not in shortage of these great beasts. Yeah, I'm sure they are listening to me. Oh, that one is suckling. This is the difference between the domestic cows and the buffalo. The young ones suckle from behind and in between the hind legs. Unlike ours, domestic cows, they go, from the side. That is one of the differences. You see that one? That's another one. So I didn't get your name, but I would say, this is an animal that sees in black and white. Most animals see in black and white. I won't give you a scientific reason, but we know of the few animals that have been proven to see colors, and most of them are primates, are seeing color. Birds are seeing color, and also giraffes, they've been proven to see in color. Otherwise, most of the other animals see in black and white. Those cattle egrets over there are using the buffaloes to keep off the dew in the grass and also get as much sun as possible. Also, I'm sure the buffalo is warm, so the feet are quite warm. Yeah. I'm gonna relocate and head towards my hyena, and hopefully she is there. We did see her quite early this morning. She was there with her 2 cubs, so I'm hoping to find her again in this beautiful light. Okay, move. The road is meant for vehicles. Look at this oxpecker. He's left. Remember to keep the questions flowing, coming, make it more fun. I'm here for you. Okay, while I head and stake out my lion den, I'll lead you down to Djuma all the way in South Africa, where Lauren is looking for lions.
So, a little update for you. The pride seemed to get separated. As you know, there was two out on their own, and we can't locate the other one. So those two seem to look really confused. They were just constantly contact calling. Just feel they had a look of confusion and panic about them, and they've actually crossed over into an area we can't traverse. But I do think the rest of the pride are still in this area. So that's what we're looking for this now. But I just can't believe they split like that. So there was apparently quite a few buffalo, and obviously they all ran. So I'm not sure if the rest of the pride ran after the other buffalo. So that's exactly what we're looking for this now. But I did feel really sad for the two that got separated. They were just contact calling, where are you guys? So it's not going to be the most easiest thing to find if they are in the vegetation. Okay, I think we might have found something. Let's see what is around this corner. Oh, it's another vehicle, so I'm just going to pull up and see where they're going. Where are they going? Hello. Okay, cool. Thank you. They're also looking for the lions. Okay, let's see which way we should go. They just came down this way. I do think that other people are looking for them definitely here in this area somewhere. So let's see if we can also track them down. The sun's coming up now. Perfect. Come on, Unkahumas, where did you go? There's two of your pride members looking for you. Now you have to really look in the thicket here. A flat lion is not easy to see at all in amongst all this grass. But possibly we might be able to hear them before we see them if they are still contacting, calling one another. Okay, we're back in the region that we did first see them, so we've done a big loop. And I just wonder if the others are still here. Okay, I really hope we haven't lost them. If we do lose them, do not worry, we will go in search of another mission. But I just want to completely cover this whole area to make sure we don't miss them. Now, most lionesses, particularly the Nkuhuma pride, seem very socially cohesive. Now, from what we can see, they don't really like to be apart. Now, obviously, one was completely not on their own. There was two of them together, but they definitely much prefer to be together as a pride. Oh, so it looks like Isaac had something that we were originally hoping to see this morning. So let's go over and take a look.
Here we are back with our lone hyena. When we arrived, the puppies or the cubs were outside suckling, but then quickly they ran into the burrow. I don't blame them, but the mother is very comfortable And I'm sure with her being there, if we give her enough time, they will come out. They are so cute. I hope you are very patient and waiting for that beautiful moment when they come out. My voice is usually louder than this, but with keeping it low like this, it will encourage them to come out. You can tell one of her ears is pointed out towards me, so I don't want to increase my voice before they come out. But to her right, in case you're joining her, there is a barrow and there is two very cute little guys. In case you don't know the history about this beautiful young female hyena, she appeared from nowhere, and my colleague, who is away at the moment, David Githu, spotted her about a month and a half ago, and while he was doing more investigations, he noticed that yes, David, thank you. It's quite a beautiful female, I would say. Yes, when David saw her, she she did more investigation, and lucky enough, she found the two young cubs. And so since then, we've been trying to find out which clan she is from. We haven't seen her with any company, and we are still hoping to find her with company, either with a female or a male that has got identification marks for us, and so we will know which clan she is from. We have two clans, the Olololo, the mountain clan, and the southern clan. We do have other clans that we haven't named, and so we don't know which clan she is from, and so we are hoping we will be able to learn which clan she is from. This is quite a unique behavior in hyenas, where a female will come into season, she'll mate, she won't give birth. Ivy, you ask me, if she's smelly. She is not at all. And I agree with you totally. Look at that. Beautiful bundle of joy. Amazing. Look at that. I just told you. Oh, gone back in. But that is just one. Second time and third time, they'll be comfortable. Ivy, actually, this is one of the cleanest hyenas I've ever known. Most hyenas usually are scruffy, dirty, and they wallow in mud, and they're usually full of mud to keep themselves, away from insects and also cool. But this one is one of those very clean ones. I was comparing it to us humans. There are some humans that I know, not very many, but they are like, cousins to water. Well, hello once again and welcome to SafariLive. My name is Isaac Rotich, and in camera is Bungei. Welcome to this live broadcast. What we have in front of you is an amazing sighting. I hope you're going to enjoy it as much as I'm enjoying it. This morning, I came here very early in the morning and found this hyena, who is a local to us, with her two cubs, and they scampered down the hole quite quickly. I went away, and now I've been here about 20 minutes, and they have gotten comfortable with me and my Land Rover, and they are all out. I'm gonna stay quiet for about 10 seconds for the other cub to come out. This one seems to be the one that is most confident. These are about maybe 5 weeks old only. Very much depending on their mother's milk. Teresa, thank you. Yes, they are so cute. I'm gonna go quiet again. Give them more, like confidence to come out. See how that one ran fast? Yeah. It's back. They're getting more confident. This is amazing, guys. Teresa, they are very cute. They look like little bears. This is the closest to bears we get, to see them or experience. The one to the right, I call him Patch. The reason is, on his hind leg, he's got a patch there. You see that? I call him Patch. Lee, you ask, how long does the baby stay with the mother? It will stay forever. But if you meant suckling, it will suckle even up to around 8 months to a year, depending on how much food it is getting. In this case right now, they are fully dependent on their mother's milk, so they are not going anywhere. But clan members never leave the clan. They stick to the clan all their life. If the clan becomes too big, then they might break away and form Cindy, yes, thank you for your great question. How long will they take for them to get spots? Up to around 4 months, then they start getting the spots. They'll be much more prominent at the age of about 6 to 1 year. That's when we start seeing them. Yeah, they are born black like this. Yes, I was talking about, when a clan becomes too big, then, they might split and new clans might start. I still have to see that. I was talking to my fellow colleagues about what is happening here, the dynamics, and that, I was made to understand that this could be a female that broke away and she's trying to raise her 2 cubs and until when they are fully grown or mature enough to defend themselves, then she's going to introduce them to the rest of the clan. This is amazing, guys. One of those great moments that you want to be here. I'm glad that you are joining in and enjoying this. Elizabeth, you ask about the cubs. I didn't get that, so please could you come again? Are the cubs males or females? It is really hard to tell at this time because they're still too young. Even fully grown hyenas, it's also hard to tell. We can all sometimes tell by size, but males and females' genitalia is almost the same. Females have got this elongated vulva that sometimes resembles the male's genitals. So it's sometimes really hard if they are young, and at this stage we cannot say exactly what sex they are. But for sure, I would say there is one male and one female, because in hyenas, if 2 are born of the same kind, if they are males, they'll try and kill each other. It is called infanticide or canism, where the older sibling will try and kill the younger sibling. But if they are born male and female, they might leave each other or tolerate each other. If they are born female and female, the same thing would happen. Remember, hyenas is one of the most unique carnivore. Caroline, the father doesn't stay around. And actually, funny enough, female hyenas have got the right to choose who to mate with, and they have been known to go for younger males. They don't like older males, and they choose who to mate for. So the father doesn't stay around very much. Yeah, I was talking about, hyenas being one of a very unique carnivore, where it's one of the only few animals where the young ones are born with canines and also with their eyes open, and immediately the young ones are born. If they detect that they are of the same sex, those teeth become into work or go into work, where they'll try and kill the other sibling. Quite ruthless and rude, and very bad. You would see bad behavior, trying to kill your fellow sibling. And so they will kill each other. If it's a male and male, one will kill another, and then it gets all the attention from its mother. Look how cute it is. I'm sure that is a very strong bite. If it was to bite your finger, you'd feel some pain. It's practicing what to do with its teeth in the future. That's really cute. With the light, you can tell that it's not all black. There's a bit of white coming in. That is Patch. Well, if she leaves, then it's going to be goodbye, because they'll go all the way in. So let me try and go quiet a little bit and see if she's gonna lie down. Lie down. I'm hoping that she's gonna relax to give me more time with her. It's really nice to see her, because we haven't seen her for more than a week. I'm so excited. It's really cool. Yeah. I don't know what he's trying to do. Maybe to encourage them to move or go to the other side. Let's see. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you had some fun with this new bundle of joy. Thank you very much. I don't think it can get better than this. I'm still here. Let's continue, see what they do. The female has gone behind, and the little guys are following. I don't know how far they're gonna go. You see them over there? Yeah. It is very hard for them to walk in this long grass. Well, I'm here. The hyenas have gone behind the termite mound. This is how confident they've become around me, which is fantastic. I can't ask for anything more. They came out of the burrow. The mother went at the other side, and I think she got tired of looking at me and my voice, and the cubs have followed, which is really, really amazing. And I think, it can't get better than that. Remember, this is one of our local hyenas. We have known her for more than a month. It's always a pleasure to see her, and She's just around the, this termite mound. So what we're gonna do is maybe let's try and reposition so we can see her one last time, and then I'm gonna give her peace of mind for her to, bond up with her little cubs, and then maybe I'm gonna try and find you our local black-chested snake eagle. If you didn't join us about maybe 10 days ago, he made an amazing kill not far from here, and so he's become one of my heroes. He hangs around these trees, so I'm going to try and find him. I'm thinking that in the near future, he's going to breed around here, and we might have some new black-chested eagle chicks. So at the moment, let me try and reposition, go around there, let's have a look, and then find this guy. Okay, while I do that, I think I'll take you to Lauren, all the way down in Juma, and I hope he gets lucky. I hope he finds something.
So a little update for you all. We are still looking for our Nkohumas. We believe they might have gone this way, possibly north, so we're going to check. But we did end up driving past the Philemon's Dip hyena dens earlier, and it was worth just popping in to have a look. So we checked two of them, the original Philemon's Dip den and Philemon's Dip den 2, which is a bit of a mouthful, and to no avail. There's no fresh tracks, there's no urine marks, there's no any sign of life in these dens, unfortunately. So slightly disappointing, but they still could be on Juma. So we shall hopefully throughout the day check the rest of the den sites that they could possibly be at. Now I guess they could choose a new den. Hyenas tend to choose dens that they've been at before, and they normally leave not just due to threat or predator action. It can also be due to heavy parasite load. So it could also be due to the fact that maybe parasites have built up, it's got a bit smelly, it's got a bit foul. So that is another reason that they can choose to move. So they can probably do a rotation of many dens that they know about. So they still could be on Juma is what I'm trying to say, but they just weren't at the two Philemon's Dip dens that they resided at for so long previously. But I'm not giving up hope. I'm still hoping that they are in the area. So back onto the Nkohuma mission, which really is quite a mission. We really are not sure where the rest of the pride went. Now obviously two of them crossed over a boundary, the western boundary where we cannot traverse, but we don't quite know where the other ones went. So we may as well keep circling the area. So we're going to keep checking, keep trying, and of course it's time to go and see what the bushwalker are up to.
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about us not being live for some time. We've had some technical issues with our equipment, but anyway, we found tracks of Hosanna. We've tracked him and we found him. Now Lauren just needs to come on over if she's finished with the lions, and he moved off from us a little bit, so he's not far away, but we're not going to go too close. What we found here though is a little small dragging on the floor, dragging along here. Herbie's on the tracks. I've got a strong feeling that we might find where he has killed something. Here is his scat. It's a really big steaming pile of leopard scat over here, and I'm actually quite surprised at how big it is. In fact, look at the size of that. Now that is the scat of an animal that is still busy eating, an animal that has still got food, and as Tristan suggested last night, he is very full. So the drag mark continues along over here. Here you can see the drag mark with another set of scat, which is a little bit older than that one. And here the drag mark comes down. You see the drag here, Darby. Look at that drag there. Here's his track over here. Here's his track. And here the drag mark with the scat has come down, and this is actually where we found him, was underneath of this bush over here. He jumped out and moved away from us. But I was in there having a little look, but I couldn't find any meat. There's a very good chance that he's flies. You can hear the flies buzzing inside and underneath that bush. Here's the drag over here. Is there nothing there, Herbie? There's another drag here. Is it the same one? Okay, so obviously I didn't look very hard in the thicket here. Have a look at how tall this grass is. A leopard or sign, a little chief, was hidden inside this, and he jumped out and away from me. Okay, there's some bones here. All we've got left here is a jawbone of what probably was an impala, and some liver, it seems. Can you see him, Darby? The flies attracted us here. Getting caught on the tree, sorry about that. Tell you flies if it's a nyala or an impala, but I'm guessing it's a young impala, but very fresh. Very, very fresh. Very good. Well, that is it for the bushwalk team for the moment. We tracked him. We went down into the drainage to see if we could find him. We tracked him out of here. Herbie went one way, I went the other. He jumped out, moved off over there. Now all it takes is for us to call Lauren into the sighting. If we get into better signal. I'm going to back up. Isaac seems to be having a wonderful morning.
We're still in the same position because I decided maybe it is better if I give her privacy, because maybe that's what she wanted. But it's been very long now since she went around. She did pop her head around that corner there, and we saw her. All the cubs and her, they're around there, so I can't see them very well. But, you know, you are experiencing one of the most rarest things in hyenas, I think, research, where these cases like this, I don't think very many have been documented. For a subordinate female to break away and start her own little family, it must be very difficult for her being all by herself, because usually in a den where the other clan members, a den like this won't be left unattended. You know, when she leaves, one will remain behind. But because she's all by herself, she has to stick here as much as possible, only going to feed and then coming back quite quickly and hoping that, you know, nobody has come in here. These little guys are all under threat to be killed by big birds of prey, you know, pythons, jackals, leopards, lions. You know, they will try and get rid of them. The one thing they would avoid is to go inside the burrow because they don't know who is inside. But a python will get in. But anything finding them out there, they'll try and kill them. So this is the advantage of being closer to a bigger clan. Over here, she has to fend for herself and do everything all by herself. All said and done, I think I'll try now to reposition. So hold on to your teas, everybody. We are having some tea, but I will interrupt the tea time and try and continue giving you this live coverage of our beautiful lone female hyena. Okay, brace yourself. Nothing serious is going to happen. It's just... There she is. There she is. Now I can see her really well, but the little guys are all hidden. I can't see them. Yeah. They are I think to her left. That's where they are. Jason, are you asking what happened to the Queen of North Clan, Waffles? Waffles is very much alive and kicking. What happened is she moved her den quite a long way from where it used to be, and that's why we haven't seen her. The den has been recently discovered, and so quite soon we will be able to show you, or to give you coverage on her. We know where the den is. It's quite a long way from where we are, so we need to start quite early, and I'm hoping to do that quite soon. Yes, Waffles is alive, very much alive. But this is definitely not from Waffles clan, because Waffles clan from where we are is almost 15 miles away. Yeah, I don't know if the cubs were inside the den. I hope they're gonna come out for us for one more last time, and then I'm gonna try and find our local eagle. See her sniffing. She has to do all the duties now, sniffing, taking a look. There's that little guy coming out. Look at that, beautiful. Look at that. It's also mimicking mom, checking out the air. What is different? If they was to smell something different, they would definitely pick it up, because already they are tuned to the smells of the burrow and what surrounds them. So if they pick up a new smell, they will scamper in quite quickly and hide inside there. Look at that, so beautiful. Wow. Yeah, this is the beauty of being here. I know these guys since they're about, maybe 3 weeks old. And they're doing so well. I'm so happy. I wonder how deep that burrow is. Usually, whoever made the hole, if it's an aardvark, it can be, if the aardvark lives there, it has been known to be up to 13 meters long, which is around 50 feet. This one I don't know. And sometimes it might have some interlinking entrances. So in case of danger, these little guys can go in and come out the other side. Yeah, you can tell they're not desperate to drink. So, there's been enough milk. They're not desperate at all. So beautiful. I hope you're having fun, you're enjoying this. And remember, this is coming to you live from the Mara Triangle in the Masai Mara. It's happening right now. The sun is so beautiful, it's coming out, and I think that's why the mom is so comfortable sunning and letting these little guys come out and say hello. Yeah. Yes, hello, how are you? Yes, hello. So cute. What are the importance of hyenas in these Great Plains? They are a very important part of the ecology over here, and the main reason is they get rid of those bones that would rot away, would take too long to rot, and they might bring, flies, which would bring disease. They get rid of those, and also for the weak animals. We'd have, we want to have a fine gene, a strong gene, so they take care of those. And also, they control the number of, the animals. They don't become too many. They get rid of the weak ones. Those are the roles the hyenas play. And also, keep the lions in check. If they become too many, lions, then it will be not good. So there is a balance. They would find the young lions or young leopards and kill them, so the balance is always equal. Nikita, yes, I cannot agree with you more. It's such a wonderful sighting. It's one of those great moments that I would love and want everybody to experience. So hyenas play a very big role. They might seem to be dirty, ruthless, but they are very efficient. For many years, they were mistaken to be pure scavengers, but actually, I can tell you, this is one of the most successful predators in the African plains, where, if they feel quite desperate, they need to eat something, they will gang up and actually choose what to go for. They will chase it down. Usually, they will tire the animal. They can run at 60 kilometers an hour for up to 5 kilometers. Can you imagine that? That is faster than even a Kenyan world-class marathon runner. They cannot do that, so they are much faster. They are built for speed and endurance. They have this big chest which carries big lungs and big heart, very strong fore and hind quarters, very large nostrils for sucking in huge amounts of fresh air, and so with that they will run and run and run and run. You can run from a hyena, but you cannot hide. They will run for wherever they are going for, and until it is too tired, it will try and stop and fight back. And that when they come in from all different angles, usually they find the underside of the animal where they'll open it up. The animal usually dies of loss of blood, part of its body, or even and shock. So it does die very quickly. Look at that little guy, very much like us. We like sometimes being, jumping on top of our moms and our dads. He's doing very much the same. And that's what makes the hyenas so successful. Jeff, sorry, I would ask that question to be repeated, please. No, I heard aggressive, so I don't know what you meant, but well, they can be aggressive if they want to. And in this case, a female like this, I wouldn't want to corner her with two young ones like this. Anything is possible. She can come for you and she can come for me. A female like this is great danger. You really want to actually even think of trying to get close to her. This is the closest I want to be, and I want to be this close to a vehicle. Yes, the young one, they can be aggressive when they have young ones. I hope that's what you wanted to hear. Hello? Hello? Yeah. I'm sure they have seen this vehicle quite a few times, and that's why they're very comfortable having us here. Very playful, And Mom is so relaxed. I love this. So cute. Yeah. Success rate with hyenas is much higher actually than lions. Lions, yes, the success rate is much higher in hyenas than most other predators. While I'm here, I'll link you all the way down to Juma. Steve is on a walk. I'm sure he'll show you something nice.
Welcome back to Juma, ladies and gentlemen. David decided to take a little bit of a seat because we've got a very cool insect on the end of this finger grass. And it looks to me to be one of the blister beetle insects. You can see that by the coloration, the black and the yellow, called aposematic coloration. Sorry, the wind is just blowing the finger grass a little bit. Do you want me to hold it for you, Dave?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Okay, let me hold it there. Try and hold it in one spot. And what blister beetles have is they have something called cantharidin in their system. And they actually, if you disturb them or annoy them in any way, they actually distribute that or squirted onto your skin, and it causes really, really bad blistering on the skin. It's not very, very painful, but if you don't deal with it, or if you don't look after it properly, it spreads. You can actually be covered in these welts, these really, really sort of water-containing blisters all over the body, and if you squeeze them or pop them, they spread. So that is its defense mechanism. They believe if you ingest one of these and their cantharidin goes inside your tummy, the blisters will actually cause you to die. So do not eat this guy. Obviously, birds learn not to eat insects that have got aposematic or warning coloration. And so he can just sit proudly out here in the open without a concern in the world. Doesn't mean that there aren't organisms capable of eating these things. Most animals need to learn that aposematic coloration means distasteful or leave me alone, but they're not all born with that ability. So they learn, ooh, that was not very pleasant, let's not do that again. So very, very interesting defense mechanisms in nature. And coloration like this is for color-seeing organisms, birds and the like. Okay, so we're just going to turn him so we can get him a bit of a facial shot. There we go. And so the blister beetles are all very similar in shape and design. On their wings, like you saw those spots there, the blister beetles, some of them are more yellow with the bits of black, but the general overall shape and size, some of them vary in size, but the shape, those club antennae that you see on the face there, that very particular body shape, this is a characteristic shape of a blister beetle. So you could actually touch him. He probably wouldn't cause you any harm, but it's if you disturb him. So generally what happens is if they get into your bed and you roll around and they're on your body, they'll obviously get a bit annoyed with you because you happen to be hurting them unknowingly. And I've had many friends wake up in the morning covered in welts all over their body, all over their back. I've had it once on my arm here, and also once on my leg. And the best way to treat it, in fact, folks, is to leave it alone initially and then put it under running water. And then when you squeeze it, all that liquid goes out. And otherwise it just spreads. If you pop it on your skin, it just spreads around. And it looks really, really gross. Doesn't hurt too badly, though, I must admit. But it does have the very ugly effect. It makes you look a little bit distasteful. That is why the name blister beetle. And he's sitting on the edge of a beautiful finger grass, Digitaria eriantha. And Digitaria, because the grass looks like fingers, doesn't it? Hello, Lee. You want to know what the largest insect in the area is? I think it's probably the giant stick insect, which is probably the size of maybe even a little bit bigger than my hand. They can get very big. The world's largest stick insect occurs here in the Kruger National Park. I don't think there's a bigger insect here, but there is bigger insects in the world. I'm trying to rack my brains for that. But what a marvelous view of this blister beetle, and you can see he's quite relaxed, just enjoying himself on the edge of the blade of grass there. Well, very good, Darby. Shall we continue?
Yep.
Oh! Sitting down like that on the legs actually hurts. Can I give you a hand up, sir?
Yes.
Watch out. The blister beetle. You don't want to go after all that, go and annoy him. You stay right there, sir. Keep doing what you're doing. And we're going to continue on up the slope. See what else we can find on this beautiful morning. Hello, Herbie. There he is. Let's go. Very nice overcast conditions today. The temperatures are not that warm. I think it's going to burn off in the next 45 minutes to an hour though, and we're going to get quite sweltering. But for now, it's quite comfortable, and it's probably why the animals are still moving around. Okay, well, obviously it's always lots and lots of fun spending time with our hyena cubs. So while we continue on up the hill, let's go back up to the Masai Mara with Isaac and the hyena.
are still here. And I hope you're still there. These guys have been coming in and out. They're getting more and more accustomed to me and my voice. I think that is Patch to the left and the other one to the right. The reason I call him Patch, you remember? He's got that little patch on his thigh. That's how I recognize between the two. And the mother is so relaxed. So it's really nice that she's this relaxed. You can tell they're getting more adventurous, venturing out more. I wonder what the future brings for these guys. You know, if I ask you guys, what do you think will be happening in the next 1 month? Do you think this female will still be here? 1. Do you think both cubs will be alive? And 3, do you think, we'll see any other hyenas around here? Tell me what you think. And hopefully, maybe I'll remember this and, we can discuss about it. But tell me what you think. What do you think? What do you think, will be happening to these guys? They look very healthy. The mom looks very healthy. They are in a really... Oh, that was a long fall. I don't know how deep that hole is. I don't know if you saw that. Even the mother put its head up. I don't think it's dead, but definitely that was a little bit of a fall. Yeah, I can see some ears, so it's all okay. Yeah, it looks like she fed this female. You can tell her belly. So she's very full, you see that? So she doesn't need to go eating for the next maybe 2-3 days. They can go for quite a few days, 5 to 7 days without eating hyenas. So she's quite comfortable being here. The only thing she needs to find now is shade, which is about 300 feet away. Thank you very much, Trish. That's a good wish for them. I hope they survive too, but I don't know. That is all my wish, because I would see them, I'd love to see them, grow up and mature. Especially that it is an interesting setting where there's no other hyenas, it's only her. It would be interesting to see what life brings for them. Okay, I think it's about time I leave these guys and look for my favorite bird, the black-chested snake eagle. And then after that, I'm gonna leave this area, and so I can come next time. It's been nice, seeing them this close, and it's been nice also sharing them with you. I will come back here maybe tomorrow or the next day, but for now, the more I give them some privacy and not disturb them, I think the more they get used to us and other people, and the more we'll see them. So I'm just gonna say goodbye to them and see if I can find our... and while I leave this spot, I'll link you to Lauren. I don't know what she's up to. But goodbye, ma'am. Good luck. It's been nice. I enjoyed it. Have fun and be safe.
Well, the big cats are definitely throwing us in circles today. We were not able to get any idea. The rest of the crowd did cross over west as well. We don't know, but it's very, very possible. So we did get word on the Game Drive radio, Mr. Hossan. So giant loop or two, and we're now in the approximate area where Hosanna was seen. He was mobile, so he was moving, so a moving cat is not always an easy one to follow. However, we're going to give it a go. I did dedicate my Monday Safari Lives to Hosanna, but it's actually been quite a while since I've seen him in person. So apparently, while I was in the tent discussing Hosanna himself, there was a lot of activity going on outside. There was squirrels alarming, lots of different species of antelope running, something moving about outside the tent. So we couldn't see that the vegetation was far too, something was happening. And as it turned out, Hosanna was in the vicinity. So whether it was him or not, but it was indeed near the area of the tent the whole time. Such is probably listening to me discussing him, actually, and thinking, what does she know? Anyway, it's been a while since I've actually seen him. So it would really be the top of the morning if I was able to find him. Now, we did down into a sort of drainage area, so that's the tricky part. That's when it becomes difficult to follow these big cats. So we're actually back in the same area where we started the drive. We've done a huge loop around the whole reserve. But I don't think anyone actually has sight of him now, so it's just a case of seeing if we can see his tracks or spot him. So we're going to keep looking. I'm on a mission to find Mr. Hosanna himself. He can't escape me for too long. So while we do that, let's send you over to Steve on the bushwalk.
Well, good luck, Lauren. I hope you managed to find him. He's quite full, so I don't think he's going to go too far. We do have Tristan in the area as well, so I'm sure he'll be able to give you a hand. But we're looking at a beautiful flower called the String of Stars. Heliotropium is the genus name, and that basically means helio, meaning the sun, and tropium, to move. So basically, like a sunflower, they follow the movement of the sun. Now, the reason why I was stopped to look at this little flower is because there are types of grasshoppers. I haven't seen any yet this season, but milkweed grasshoppers that actually generate and get their sort of their toxicity or their distastefulness from this particular flower. So we were talking about the blister beetle before. They actually have a chemical inside them called cantharidin. I'm not 100% sure where they get it from, if it's just something that they produce, but a lot of other organisms, the monarch butterfly, for example, their larval food, so their caterpillars will feed on milkweed. The milkweed grasshoppers will feed on this heliotropium, the string of stars, to give them the poisonousness that they have inside, that then obviously prevents animals from eating them. But such a beautiful, beautiful flower, isn't it? A string of stars, gorgeous, and always sort of facing the direction of the sun. A very nice plant. A bit of chemicals inside. Can't really see it though, but it's got quite a smell. It's a strong aromatic smell. Let me get a nice big leaf. I think we should taste it, don't you?
Yep.
You ready, Dalby?
Mm-hmm. How's that?
Nothing really there. I don't really taste anything. Want to have a taste?
Nah.
Baby's not too keen. So now, how do you tell if something's poisonous, folks? There are very important elements out in the wilderness to check. If you see a monkey or baboon feeding on something, maybe you can eat it. Maybe you can eat it. But if you're not sure, take a sample and take it to some of your, milky latex. Generally leave something alone. If there's no milky latex, take it on your skin, on a nice sort of tough part of your skin, and rub it on there for about 5 minutes. Leave it, see if there's anything that happens. If there nothing happens, then try it on softer skin. Rub it over there. If nothing happens, then you can try the tip of the tongue test. If it's bitter, you should leave it alone. If it's not bitter, and you've gone through all these stages without any rash, out any interference with yourself, then you could probably eat a little bit of it, but only small amounts, because your body's not used to eating it. So just little bits. Don't think, none of those, let me gorge myself. You'll probably get an upset stomach. So these are things, elements to look at out in the wilderness. For example, if it's got a milky latex, it will probably burn your skin. So rather than put it on your skin, does it have milky latex? Yes. Leave it alone. Imagine trying to eat something that burns your skin. The same as that blister beetle. It's going to blister inside your mouth, inside your esophagus over here, and your stomach lining. Now, we don't want that, do we? That just sounds very painful. Anyway, we are back out in the open areas of quarantine, and it is so beautiful to be out here with all these lovely grasses. I'm just going to disappear. James, the most fragrant flower at the moment is by 100%, it is the silver cluster leaf flower. It smells like Brent's big cheese toe. It smells like rotten socks, cheese rotten socks. Almost smells like carrion. They almost are designed to attract flies towards them. And I know we were giving Brent a lot of hard time last year about his toe and his cheese toe. And Jamie even said something about it the other day about her scratch and sniff book. We definitely have to put one of those in there for Brent's toe. And I was thinking, maybe not. I don't think anybody really needs to smell that, do they? No. Many of these flowers actually don't have any fragrance. This white one, we've been playing with it. There's almost nothing there at all. So that is got UV signatures. Insects are attracted by the UV signature. This one over here is the large fruited devil thorn. Also, no smell. And what is attracting is these UV signatures. There's actually a landing strip there that's going to encourage something to go down and land. Ollie, you know, if I had to worry about snakes all the time, then I would just have a heart attack every day, because there are snakes all over the place. They are everywhere. I have stepped over and nearly on many snakes in my life. That's not going to stop me walking. If I worry about snakes, then I'm just going to never walk again. So many times I've walked, so we'll be maybe 5 or 6 in a line, and I'll be first, someone else is second, my second rifle, and then there's, say, David the third, and is the guest. And I've stepped over a puff adder. My backup has stepped over the puff adder, and the third person has seen it. So I wonder in my life, how many snakes have I stepped over? Probably quite a few. But what can we do? We can't really worry too much. I'm very good at first aid with snakes, so if I did get bitten, hopefully someone else is good at first aid so that they can help me. Because, well, anyway, you get bitten by a snake, you start panicking. You're just going to course your blood quicker, your heart's going to pump quicker, and the venom is just going to penetrate your body system much faster. So I know it is one of those things that generally is going to freak most people out. But if we worry about it before we've even seen the snake, then we're going to be stressed before we even get bitten, which is not going to benefit our lymphatic system and the venom flowing through, if that makes sense. Very good. Hello, Joy, the nicest smelling flower in Djuma. That's a good question. Very good question. I think the wild basils are some of the nicest smelling. Definitely. I'm just trying to see where one is. Normally you just find them everywhere. The wild basil, so the osmums, very nice smell. But my favorite plant that I like smelling, and we don't find much of it around, is called dwarf sage. It's a little purple flower, but it's not actually the flower that is smelling. It's the plant itself. You crush it and you smell it, and I love it. It almost got that sort of Vicks Vapor Rub sort of smell, that stuff you put in your chest to clean your sinuses. Hopefully I'll find some. But it is very water loving, and we only find it where there's sort of almost permanent water year around. But for now, no. Awesome. I'm trying to find you one. Out here in quarantine, it is just littered with forbs and wild flowers, and lots of sort of pioneer grasses and also subclimax grasses. And if you're not sure what I mean by pioneer, Pioneer basically means those ones that move into an area that was devoid essentially of any surface plant cover, and as those move in, they cover the soil, and then secondary plants can move in and then they grow even further, and eventually you get this nice cover of grass all over the place. Eventually it will lead to climax, but what we're finding here, lots of animals are spending time out in this open area. Every day we come through here in the afternoon and there's 2 big elephant bulls just feeding on all of the forbs. All of the forbs and the flowers, all these small little plants are very green, and they've got lots of nitrogen, and so the elephants are making hay while the sun shines and really thoroughly enjoying the annual forbs that are coming through. And I've seen before on open areas 7 to 8 different species in one shot on an area like this that hundreds of forbs. But anyway, while we continue on, see if we can find you some nice smelling flowers. Let's go up to the Masai Mara with Isaac and a bird.
Yes, I'm headed back to my local pride of lions. They are not very far from where the hyena den was. In case you're joining us, we had seen a pride of Olololo, 13. In total, there are 19, but we saw 13. They were all in the middle of the road this morning. We saw the injured female. They made a kill about 3 days ago, and one of the females was badly injured. We did see her. She's still alive, and I'm headed back to see what they're up to before I say goodbye to them until maybe this afternoon or tomorrow. The Olololo Pride of Lion are dominated by 2 Kichwa males, Fang and Halftail. They are normally moving around quite a lot, so we rarely see them, but we did have a good chance of seeing them during that incredible sighting of them eating buffalo. This was 3 days ago. After that, we haven't seen them, and these guys have been hanging around. They haven't eaten since, so I don't know what's happening. There is buffalo not very far. They have finished off all the warthogs. I don't see any warthogs anymore, and maybe there is one that's hiding. I don't think they've finished them all, actually. Oh, sorry, I'll take my words. But there are definitely some warthogs somewhere, so, you know, they might end up appearing and they might go for them. But now I think they are totally doing something different. Looks like it over here. Actually, appearing here, you might think there is nothing. But I tell you, there is a lot of lions. See that? They're all over here. Yes, here they are. They have left the road, and now they're in the grass and spread out everywhere. I don't know if you can see them. There is one right in front of me. I would say this is the injured female because she was dragging. She was the last one. They're all scattered around here. Now, this is what makes the Masai Mara so unique, that you sometimes think there is nothing, and sometimes you must be even almost on top of them to realize that there is something. They were quite very cold this morning. They were all piled up together, trying to get warmth from each other. And now they're all spread out because the sun has come out. It's nice and warm. And I know in the next maybe 1 hour, they'll be too hot and they will want to move to the shade. And to our left over there, there's a nice little forest where they might go. Also, in front of them, you can tell there's a few trees. So they might, wander down there and get some shade. All spread out here. Yeah. This is what they do best. They are known to rest up to 16 to 20 hours of a day. They are known to rest for 16 to 20 hours of a day, and this is what they are doing here. They don't have to eat every day if there is nothing, but if there's something, they'll eat every day if it's available. What happens with them is once they have eaten and they've had their fill, then they will go for up to 5 to 7 days without eating. I don't know which female is this. I'm trying to... Yeah, she's one of the fully grown females. I cannot recognize her. At the moment, we only know very few individuals in this pride because there are very many, and we actually haven't picked up, you know, the differences between some of the sub-adults, and there are so many of them. Yeah. She's not very happy, you see that? Eyes, ears spread out, eyes open. There is a vehicle to my left, and they were misbehaving, and I think that's why she went like that, but now she's relaxed. Well, nothing is going to happen, so don't panic. All resting. This is what they do best. This is typical of lions during times of hardship, and this time of the year, there is nothing much for them to survive on apart from buffalo, odd zebra, and warthogs. This area used to have lots and lots of warthogs, but they have eaten quite a number of them. So we don't see as many. The grass is so high, and so they have to make do with what is available. This pride is not very good like the sausage tree pride in hunting buffalo, but situations forces them. Ravinda, you ask which season predators are more active. Active predators are more active at dusk and dawn, and whenever there's something to be hunted, they are very active. There is no specific season, but it actually depends with the mood, the situation, what's happening. If there's something that's forcing them to be active, they can be very active. Like in this situation, I don't know, that guy. Maybe he's got something up his throat or nose. He's trying to sniff it out. These guys look very lazy, but if something was to come by, they'll, spring into action quite very fast. And with just one look of exactly what has disturbed them, they will know exactly what to do. Maybe a strategy is to surround whatever, has woken them up and then go for it. So there's no specific season when cats are active. They can be active anytime when they want to, and especially, if there's something to be hunted. That is actually what makes them really active, and also hunger. I think my colleague Lauren, all the way in South Africa, has found a beautiful other cat. So I'm going to link you all the way down to Juma in South Africa.
Yes, we have found a beautiful leopard indeed. Now, it wasn't easy, I'm going to tell you that, but we did locate Mr. Hosanna. Now, he has put himself in a bit of an awkward area, so we are kind of down a dip here looking up at him. He's sitting in the shade, of course, on top of a sort of ledge, if you like, and he's very full. So doing what Hosanna does best, he's resting. Now, it was not easy to find this spotty cat. He really put us through our paces, but we did it. We eventually did it. Now, I, of course, have had to take my jumper off because the sun is coming up and it's getting very hot already. So this is the perfect little spot for Hosanna to be in. You can see he's just nestled in the shade there. And he had been sighted near a little wallowing water hole. So he's obviously had a drink. And now he's ready to just rest for the day. Now he appears full, so I have no idea what he has fed on. But he obviously made a kill last night. You can see all the flies around him there, just bothering him. Oh! looks like we're about to continue to be more difficult. Let's see if we can just see where he goes before I start moving. I'm just having a listen to all the noises going on around us, yes. Oh, earlier on Bushwalk, I've just been informed that Steve found Inyala bones, or he thinks it's Inyala bones. He's not 100% sure. So, yes, it could potentially be from something Hosanna got up to last night. We are not sure. Right, he is moving. Typical, isn't it? Once you finally locate him, he decides to get up and move. Oh, he's coming down right behind us. Excuse the back of the car. There we go, looking for the perfect shady spot. Good morning, boy. He happens to be directly behind us at the moment. Not ideal. Oh, he's having a really simple grass. And I don't move to Jesse is right behind the car, so we'll see where he decides to go. You were a hard one to find, mister. Look at that exhausted looking face. It's getting hot now. It's probably a bit full. Oh, look at that big belly. Yeah. Right, so he's moving on to our other side now. Just want to check exactly where he goes. He's on this side, and then we'll move. Can't even see him because of the back of the car. Can you see him, Seb?
Yeah, but I can't remember where he's at.
He's right in the most awkward angle possible. Let me just see him. It doesn't pay to be short like this. I need to buy a booster seat like Jamie has. Or I should just steal Jamie's.
Yeah, I think you can reverse.
Like, we're going to reverse.
Turn left.
But I can't see, so Seb, of course, is going to direct me. Oh, wait, I can see.
You reverse where you come from.
Yeah, I can see him. Okay, so we're going to try and follow this cat again, and for now, let's go over to Steve.
To this piece. Well done, Lauren. You managed to catch up with the little chief. He is looking very, very full. We found him. Well, we found two large scats. One was a bit old from yesterday. The white of the bones were coming through as it sort of dried, and then the fresher one from this morning. So he's a very full boy. I don't think he's going to go very far, but what we've got here is a beautiful, beautiful plant. It's called a foxglove, or an African foxglove. It's actually not a true foxglove, although the flower does resemble the European ones, and the European ones are generally quite poisonous. This one is called Ceratotheca triloba, and commonly used in traditional medicines in South Africa to treat painful menstruations, as well stomach cramps, nausea, fever, and diarrhea. I would probably suggest that it's probably made in a form of a decoction or even in an infusion. But the reason why I stopped you, all want to know about beautiful smelling flowers, and the flower itself, once again, doesn't have too much of a smell, but the plant itself, the leaves, smell like peanut butter. And I know most of you out there love peanut butter. Would you like to have a smell, everybody? There we go. Have a little smell of that. Best to just rub it on the fingers and smell. Peanut butter. Now, I know some people don't like peanut butter, but those who do like peanut butter, this is the plant for you. But once again, a beautiful landing strip. You can see that, like we saw with the large devil thorn. So there's a UV signature that is there, designed for insects to fly in and land. And they reckon with the golden orb spiders or the garden orb spiders is they reckon that they actually mimic through a UV signature some form of flower landing strip, and it actually attracts certain insects to land in their web. That's one of the hypotheses about sort of some of the stabilimentum and the lines in the web. It actually tricks insects into coming in and landing. How sneaky. Lauren, talk about Lauren, she's very, very happy that we haven't had a bloom of orb spiders this year. And it's probably got to do with the rain. But Herbie has just called my attention. He's spotted something over here. Let's go and check out what it is. What have you got there, Herbs? Ah, very good. Okay, so we've got some fresh butterfly just popped out of what looks like a cocoon. We've got some fertility grass here that it's on, and this looks like one of the vagrants, if I'm not mistaken. So the grass that it's been on is fertility grass. Some people say that butterflies like to mate on fertility grass. Some people say if you wrap it around your head, it will assist in any sort of fertilization issues you might have. But beautiful green butterfly, and you can see the cocoon is just behind. So the butterfly would have been a caterpillar, would have eventually gone into and spun itself a little cocoon, and then would have emerged out of the cocoon, completely metamorphosized into a different organism to then pollinate the flowers all around. The caterpillar obviously being an important larval food for many, many bird species. And once it hatches, then the butterfly itself becomes a very, very important pollinator of many, many flower species that we find around. So both life cycles of the caterpillar and butterfly, very, very important in the ecology of the ecosystem. And finding butterflies and caterpillars and moths and the like around is a good indication of health of a system. And obviously they do provide food for birds on the wing as well. But I need to get 100% identification of this butterfly. Very, very bland colors. It does look like the African migrant. I wonder if anyone out there can tell me exactly what it is. Hashtag SafariLive, and let's have a look, see if you can tell us what it is. But how great is that? And these are all the little things that we get to see on Bushwalk, which I find fantastic. Okay, while we continue on, see if we can find anything small and wonderful. Seems like Lauren has fixed her signal issues. Let's go back to her and the little chief.
Well, Lauren has something big. Hosanna is definitely not small anymore, and he really didn't move that far at all. Just maybe about 20 meters and collapsed again in the shade. Now, I am struggling a little bit with this heat, so I can only imagine how Hosanna must be feeling in this really intense heat of the morning. And I always forget that it's still early. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. But because we're awake for so early, it feels like it should be afternoon by now, but it's not. So if the temperature is this hot by 8 o'clock, I can only imagine that it's going to be a very hot afternoon. So he has found himself the perfect shade spot for now, with his really, really full belly. And you can see him panting like that just to try and get rid of the excess heat. It doesn't look very comfortable to me, but I'm glad we have located Hosanna. It's been a few days that I have definitely not seen him. Tristan did, of course, find him last night, but he's definitely a highly mobile cat now, probably making kills all through the night. I think the flies irritate him a lot. I wonder how much of a peaceful sleep he can actually get. Rain is asking how is his wound. That's a very good question. Yeah, we're just trying to get a view. There you go. Can you see it? So the wound is still there. To me, it looks like it has sort of congealed and closed a little bit. When we first sighted the wound, it was a very, very open and painful looking wound. But it does look like it's starting to scab over a little bit. Yeah, Hosanna's saying yes. So we don't obviously know what caused this, but it did look rather painful for a while. So I personally think it is looking much better, but it's definitely present. But I'm sure Hosanna will bounce back from it. These cats are surprisingly resilient, so whatever it was, it managed to get him. Or was it just him being clumsy? Did he catch himself falling out a tree? We're really not sure how he got this injury. But that's a little update on it. It's definitely starting to heal. It will take time though. And not so long ago, maybe we lose the top tip of his tail. I believe Jean did find out when she was leaving her son when we found Hosanna's tail. So we'd always had another scuffle at some point, and that resulted in losing a little bit of fluff at the end of the tail. So he's definitely starting to have his scuffles. And that's of course going to help him grow and mature into the big cat that he's going to be. He's not heavily scarred anywhere near the likes of his father Tingana or even Fukumori or anything like that. They're quite heavily scarred on their face, got lots of notches missing out from their ear, which shows they have been in many a battle. But Hosanna's not quite scarred like that yet. His features are still perfectly intact. So I'm very happy we found you, mister. He looks very sleepy indeed. Now obviously we saw lions earlier. I will run the part.
Here we are. The lions are still here, doing the best they do, all sleeping. Every now and then, I can see a head pop up. I'm hoping they are going to get active, either move towards the shade, because I can't imagine that, they are not too hot. Being out in the sun from sunrise to now, you must get hot. I've only, removed my jacket about 40 minutes ago, and I'm feeling sweaty already. So I can imagine either they have to move to the shade or maybe try and find something. So I don't know when that's gonna happen. I think maybe the ground is still too. It's cooling with them, cooling one side of their body and the other side is getting warm. So they're not as hot maybe as I think. In front of me is a pride that is capable of, dismantling and finishing a buffalo in one sitting. It looks like they are not capable of that, but I tell you, I have witnessed it. And, this is something that everybody will want to see. It's not happening now. They might look very lazy, but I tell you, these guys, you don't want to joke with them. Chris, you asked me if different pride interact with each other. That is a big no with capital red, capital letters and in a red color. It's never been heard of. The only situation where two lions of different prides interact with each other is when males find a lone female and they try to force it into their pride or a male finding another male and at a very young age, so they form a coalition. Otherwise, territories are kept and they are very strict. They are very strict, the territories. Nobody would even dare and think of crossing into another pride's territory. When a lioness or a lion walks into another pride's territory, either if it detects that the boundary stops there, it might stop dead there and turn back because it risks being killed. So they don't cross each other's territory. Over here, where you belong is where you stay. Situations sometimes force them, but it's a risk that would cause them, and could lead to death. So they don't cross territories at all. These guys are being lazy, and I feel like, there might be a little bit more time left for me to find something. So I don't know. I'm not going to continue because this road stops somewhere up there. I'm going to turn and go back that way and see what is around. Well, I have witnessed a lion fight, and it is not one of the best. It is very loud, very, very loud, and a lot of biting and clawing. I once saw, two males fighting one male, and it was one of the, baddest fight I've ever seen. Very gruesome, very noisy. These two males killed the other male, and one actually got hold of the other one's head, beat it so hard that the other, the lone male just peed and died. And the other one actually came and grabbed it on the backboard, and you could hear the bones crashing. That's how bad the situation is if you cross to another lion's territory. Okay, well, goodbye, the Olololos. I'll nick you down to Steve, who's got some lovely flowers all the way in Djuma, South Africa.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have stopped at another flower. This time the bush felt violet. And I got right down on my hands and knees to have a sniff, and, well, still no smell. So it seems as if most of the flowers out here are more about attracting insects through their colours, through the UV that they give off, rather than smell. One thing I do know, the silver cluster leaf, as I said before, has got a very fetid smell to it, and that attracts flies, we believe, for pollination. Well, there we go. Very nice to see. And it is not an annual, this violet. There's quite a nice sort of rootstock underneath the ground. And it just waited for, obviously, for the rains to come before pushing itself back out again. And they do get quite well eaten, it seems. I'll just get quite eaten and see how broken down the plant is. It doesn't get very big. This is all new growth over here that's coming through. Let's have a little smell. There's nothing to the leaves. They're quite very grass-like, in fact, but it is a forb. Doesn't taste as nice as the last one, but it looks like a grass. Look at that. Looks just like grass. Lateral veins. You can see my bite mark. Made it a little bit strange, but the veins are lateral, very similar to grass. It's a very strange forb indeed. Very strange flower. I've never seen a grass in my life with a flower like that. Anyway, on we go. We are slowly heading home. The sun, as I suggested, was going to burn off the clouds, has done so. And it is very warm at the moment. Suddenly the run Dave and I were thinking about doing after morning meeting is disappearing in the back of our minds as the energy required. We're feeling a little bit like Hosanna right now with a full belly and with energy and going, ooh, it's a bit too hot to be going for a run. but maybe we'll soldier through after we've had a cup of coffee. But somehow, Dave, I'm doubting it. Dave's shaking his head as well. Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this morning's Game Drive Safari with us. Sorry about our technical issues in the beginning, but we were very happy to be able to track down and find the little chief. I'm glad Lauren was able to get in there to be able to show you a view. We also heard the lions calling, and they were found by Tristan and Lauren. And Isaac, thank you for contributions. Everybody out there, thanks for your questions and comments. We'll see you again later this afternoon. Goodbye.
Thank you.